Welcome to Offshore Wind Farm Training powered by Tonex.com. The Offshore Wind Farm Training course will assist you with understanding the mechanical advancements of offshore wind farms, diverse kinds of wind turbines actualized for offshore ventures, control of offshore wind farms, assurance and dependability evaluation of offshore wind advances. Offshore Wind Farm Training course shows you the historical backdrop of offshore wind farms and certifiable ventures working in light of offshore wind farms these days. Also, you will be presented with the ongoing wind turbine advances and their designs, transmission range utilized for offshore wind farms, unwavering quality and security issues identified with offshore wind farms, receptive power and voltage support, and task of offshore wind farms amid various wind speed working focuses. The course will then spotlight on the primary kind of wind turbine which is generally utilized as a part of the power framework industry, which is the doubly nourished acceptance generator, DFIG, based wind turbine. By taking the Offshore Wind Farm Training course, you will comprehend the primary segments of an offshore wind farm including turbine and edges, substations, wind towers, establishments, transformers, helipads, switchgears, crane, reinforcement generators, marine links, and control room. This course will likewise assist you with understanding the rudiments of acceptance generators as the fundamental segments of wind farms, control electronic-based wind turbine generators, securities executed for various sorts of shortcomings in offshore wind farms and impact of issues on the wind turbines. Learn about crowbars in FIGs, back-to-back converters in FIGs, gearbox in offshore wind farms, wind turbines, modeling of DFIG in ABC and DQ frames, unbalanced operation of offshore wind farms, average modeling of wind farms, considering the DC side dynamics in offshore wind farms, active and reactive power control in offshore wind farms, pitch angle control of wind turbines, fault ride-through capability of offshore wind farms, HVDC and HVAC transmission systems in offshore wind farms, VSC-HVDC transmission in offshore wind farms, energy storage systems in offshore wind farms, smart grids in offshore wind farms, FASA measurement units for offshore wind farms. Audience. The Offshore Wind Farm Training is a 2-day course designed for all individuals who need to understand the offshore wind farms from generation to consumption. Renewable energy utility engineers, test engineers, engineers seeking PhD and graduate studies focused on renewable energies and microgrids. Power traders to understand the offshore wind farm systems. Independent system operator personnel. Faculty members from academic institutes who want to teach the offshore wind farm course. Investors and contractors who plan to make investments in renewable energy industry. Professionals in other energy industries. Marketing people who need to know the background of the products they sell. Electric utility personnel who recently started career in power systems or having new job responsibilities. Technicians, operators, and maintenance personnel who are or will be working on renewable energy related projects. Managers, accountants, and executives of power system industry. Scientist or non-electrical engineers involved in smart grid related projects or proposals. Training objectives. Upon completion of the Offshore Wind Farm Training course, the attendees are able to understand the history and background of offshore wind farms. Explain the different types of wind turbines in offshore wind farms. Describe the operation of offshore wind farms. Understand the different types of transmission systems in offshore wind farms. Explain the protections implemented for different parts of offshore wind farms. Understand the control of offshore wind farms. Design an offshore wind farm for a real-world project. Tackle the problems related to unbalance and faults in offshore wind farms. Combine the concept of offshore wind farms into the microgrids. Design the advanced control algorithms for offshore wind turbine projects. Training outline. The offshore wind farm training course consists of the following lessons, which can be revised and tailored to the client's need. Introduction. Introduction to wind energy systems. Main components of an offshore wind farm. Wind turbines based on DFIG. Control of wind turbines. Transmission and compensation in offshore wind farm. Protection of offshore wind farms. Finally, the offshore wind farm training course will introduce the protection and reliability assessment of offshore wind farm by including the topics such as wind turbine protections, feeder protection, transmission protection, and earth faults in offshore wind farms. Learn more about offshore wind farm training and course. Visit tonex.com for more information.